We just keep slipping further and further into the nightmarish dystopia. My favorite take on the future, if you saw the video I made in the past, it's about the soy punk dystopia. If you're a fan of various dystopian novels, you know there's cyberpunk, which is a futuristic world. There's atom punk, which is a world like Fallout, the game Fallout if you've ever played it, where it's like nuclear technology in 1950s traditional style, but in the future. You have steampunk, where you have this weird steam-style technology, but we are in the soy punk dystopia, where regressive left, overly sensitive individuals are policing everything because they're offended by everything, and that's where we're at now. And now, we can see just how a meme could be playing into facial recognition. Facebook's 10-year challenge is just a harmless meme, right? It's fascinating because people have been posting these photos saying, here's me in 2009, here's me in 2010. I have not done this. Why? Well, I don't care for a lot of these silly things that people do, but a really funny point being brought up is that it's training facial recognition algorithms to track aging. Now, this is kind of cool in the sense that we can our age tracking algorithms will be improved. Like, you could take a missing child and age them 10 years, and they might be able to say, here's, based on all of these different images, we've trained the computer very well. But it's also kind of scary because it means you will never be able to get off the grid, ever. It means that you might leave today and say, you know what, at 18 years old, I decided to get away from all this weird tech scary stuff. Come back 30 years later with a big old beard, and they go, we can tell who you are because we know how people age and what they look like. If you use social media, you've probably noticed a trend across Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter of people posting their then and now profile pictures, mostly from 10 years ago and this year. Instead of joining in, I posted the following semi-sarcastic tweet. It's from Kate O'Neill. Me 10 years ago probably would have played along with the profile picture aging meme going around on Facebook and Instagram. Me now ponders how all this data could be mined to train facial recognition algorithms on age progression and age recognition. My flippant tweet began to pick up traction. My intent wasn't to claim that the meme is inherently dangerous, but I knew the facial recognition scenario was broadly plausible and indicative of a trend that people should be aware of. It's worth considering the depth and breadth of the personal data we share without reservations. And I also want to take this time to point out, people are easily led. Someone made a point about the regressive left. They said, why are they so pervasive? It's one reason. It's cool. That's it. People have brought up in the past, if you want to end that, you need to mock them, make them losers and nerds. Because nobody wants to be a nerd. They want to be cool. However, the far left regressive types have too much sway in media, and now they believe they can be cool by holding these regressive and dangerous and authoritarian views. So anyway, the point I'm trying to make is that people will follow memes. They're not doing this because they're concerned about, people aren't concerned about facial recognition. They're just doing it because everyone else is doing it. It's cool, it's hip, Of those who were critical of my thesis, many argue that the pictures were already available anyway. The most common rebuttal was, that data is already available, Facebook's already got it, all their profile pictures. And that just makes me go, damn, it's worse than I thought it was. Of course they do. In various versions of the meme, people were instructed to post their first profile picture alongside their current profile picture, or a picture from 10 years ago alongside their current profile picture. So yes, these profile pictures exist. They've got upload timestamps. Many people have a lot of them, and for the most part, they're publicly accessible. So there you go. We don't need the meme. The meme is not the issue. Just the fact that you've uploaded the images, they're there, plain and simple. And once you upload it, it exists forever. Okay? Man, I gotta admit, there are things I found online that I was like, wow, I can't believe I found that. You can probably easily find hamster dance if you wanted to. But let's play out this idea. Imagine that you wanted to train a facial recognition algorithm on age-related characteristics, and more specifically, on age progression. How people are likely to look as they get older. Ideally, you'd want a broad and rigorous data set with lots of people's pictures. It would help if you knew they were taken at a fixed number of years apart, say 10 years. This is absolutely true. But the other issue, too, is people are estimating. Like, oh, it's from 2008. It's 11 years later. What's the difference? Sure, you could mine Facebook for pictures and look at posting dates or EXIF data, but I'm pretty sure Facebook purges EXIF data. But that whole set of pictures could end up generating a lot of useless noise. People don't reliably upload pictures in chronological order. It's not uncommon for users to post pictures of something other than themselves as a profile picture. A quick glance through many Facebook friends' profile pictures shows a friend's dog who just died, several cartoons, word images, abstract patterns, and more. In other words, it would help if you had a clean, simple, helpful labeled set of then and now photos. What's more, the profile pictures on Facebook, the photo posting date wouldn't necessarily match the date the picture was taken. Even the EXIF metadata on the photo wouldn't always be reliable for assessing the date. Essentially, yes, they have your images, but even if you estimate, maybe it's 12 years, maybe it's 9 years, that doesn't matter. That will still be way more accurate than just going after posting dates. Although, I mean, they have time, they could probably do it. What's more, for the profile pictures on Facebook, the photo posting date wouldn't necessarily, oh, I read that. Why? People could have scanned offline photos. They may have uploaded pictures multiple times over years. Some people resort to uploading screenshots of pictures found elsewhere online. Some platforms strip EXIF data or privacy. Throughout the Facebook meme, most people have been helpfully adding that context back. Me in 2008, me in 2018, as well as further info, in many cases about where and how the pic was taken. In other words, thanks to this meme, there's now a very large data set of carefully curated photos of people from roughly 10 years ago and now. Okay, there's something I need to say. I have talked about this before. But you need to know this. For those that are coming in and learning about the dystopian future, an algorithm was made by an individual, a human being. They said, I want to write an algorithm to find what people like the most. Eventually, that algorithm turned into production of videos where Hitler was dancing with the Incredible Hulk while a terrible recording of the Finger Family song played out. Because the algorithm doesn't truly know what you want, it's a weak representation that just eventually attracts weird amalgamations of random cultures. That noise becomes content which is absorbed by humans and then regurgitated back out. We've essentially built ourselves into a ridiculous loop of nonsense noise feeding into this machine. When it tracks our looks, the future is going to be wacky as I'm not going to swear. Of course, not all the dismissive comments in my Twitter mentions were about the pictures being already available. Some critics noted that there was too much crap data to be usable. But data researchers and scientists know how to account for this. As with hashtags that go viral, you can generally place more trust in the validity of data earlier or in the trend or campaign, before people begin to participate ironically or attempt to hijack the hashtag for irrelevant purposes. Now let's add, maybe someone creates a content generating algorithm, something that, because they have programs that make thumbnails and titles. They have algorithms that can find you tags for your videos. Let's say someone makes a Twitter algorithm that posts things they think people will like. The algorithm decides that, hey, let's do this meme. It then sparks the meme and makes people follow in a behavior. If you're willing to do this, not realizing what the ramifications could be, what else would you be willing to do because a machine just produced some random nonsense and you just went along with it? They say, as for bogus pictures, image recognition algorithms are plenty sophisticated enough to pick out a human face. If you upload an image of a cat 10 years ago and now, as one of my friends did adorably, that particular sample would be easy to throw out, absolutely. What's more, even if this particular meme isn't a case of social engineering, the past few years have been rife with examples of social games and memes designed to extract and collect data. Just think of the mass data extraction of more than 70 million American Facebook users performed by Cambridge Analytica. Is it bad that someone could use your Facebook photos to train a facial recognition algorithm? Not necessarily. In a way, it's inevitable. Still, the broader takeaway here is that we need to approach our interactions with technology mindful of the data we generate and how it can be used at scale. I'll offer 3 plausible use cases for facial recognition. 1 respectable, 1 mundane, 1 risky. She says, it could be used to find missing kids. I brought that up, so I don't want to read through it. You know, basically, if you're a missing kid, we try to age progress so we can say this is what they might look like now. So where's the next one? Oh, I don't think she actually puts it in order. Oh, here's the mundane. It's probably most useful for targeted advertising. I wouldn't necessarily call that mundane. It's really freaky in some ways when targeted advertising finds you and you don't know how they found you. It can freak people out, and you then realize they know everything about you. But let's talk about where does she get into the scariest? It's tough to overstate the fullness of how technology stands to impact. She does a colon for all the other ones. Like most emerging technology, there's a chance of fraught consequences. Age progression could someday factor into insurance assessments in healthcare. For example, if you seem to be aging faster than your cohorts, perhaps you're not a very good insurance risk. You may pay more or be denied coverage. Is that the worst you can come up with? The worst I can come up with is that you'll never be able to get off the grid. You'll never be able to leave the system. You might say, you know what? I don't want to engage in a platform. Oh, no. You know what? I'll say this. You don't own the software on your phone. You don't own the software on your computers. What happens then if they ban you? They ban you from these platforms and say you are no longer allowed to use these. Look, they unperson Alex Jones, right? Let's say they unperson him from iPhone, from Amazon, from everywhere. Let's say then computers all have facial recognition in them. They do. My laptop does the facial recognition. You open it and it says looking for your face. And then it finds your face and unlocks automatically. Okay? What happens when then they can track your age progression and then you open a computer and it says, boop, deletes itself instantly. You are not allowed to use this computer. You have to wear a mask. What happens then when it says no face detected, refuses to unlock? That's the scary future we're headed towards. It's going to happen. I really do think it will. They end by saying we should demand that businesses treat our data with due respect by all means, but we also need to treat our own data with respect. I don't think there's anything we can do about it. We've built machines to cater to us. Those machines now cater to us but change our own behaviors, which feed back into this loop, and they're going to create a weird, twisted, psychotic, insane future. It's going to collapse. Anyway, thanks for hanging out. Maybe we'll make it. Maybe I'll go live in the woods and just forget all about all of this. I'll see you tomorrow on the main channel at 4 p.m. youtube.com/timcast.